Yeah. Yeah.
I've been quiet too long.
That's the tune. In between time and in the meantime, I want to say a big shout out to all our sponsors, all our well wishers. Olympia Fuller Foundation, Bush and Wine Adventures. JMC Electricals alongside Trigger Accountants. Win, what is normal? Mr. Timmy Turner, we love you over here. Big up Mr. Noah Care. Candid Conversations, we'll be going at it. Yeah. Check. Yeah, check, microphone check. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of them Candid Conversations. Yeah, we're blessed, highly favored, privileged, and all them things in there. Yeah, you hear that? Right. Today we're going all the way to Bongo in Dar es Salaam, all the way to Tanzania. We're going to talk to this sister over here. It's a banger, it's a tune. Takes me way back. Anyway, a big shout out to all our sponsors, a big shout out to everybody, all our well wishers. A big shout out to everybody. We're gonna link on this later. You know how we do. Candid Conversations. Welcome, karibuni kila mtu. Without further ado, NAKaaya, please welcome to the show. How you keeping, my sister?
I'm keeping all right. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you having me on your show. I love your shows and I follow up. So it's an honor. The honor is all mine, man.
No, thank you. The honor is mine also, because like it's got a bit of sentiments like and all that and a lot of things, right? Hold on a minute. Before we go any further, how you keeping in this, this COVID time, this situation and all that?
Well, I'd say that I'm very blessed to be in the country that I'm at. I love being in Tanzania in such a time because we are much more liberal than the rest of the world, and that has helped us out a lot. I've traveled during this time to different places, and man, I just believe that we have it good. We have it really good. Yeah. And so how I'm doing, I'm counting my blessings.
Oh, please, thank you. Thank you for saying that, because it's one of those times where the world came to a standstill and nobody had like a manual how to go about this. So it's kind of like everybody was feeling the way in the dark, and there was a lot of everything you can talk about. But the most thing is, if we're still here, we say shukran aliyeju. I'm a vipi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. It's only right though. It's only right. Yeah. It's only right. We start with this one over here.
I guess so. Yeah.
Talk to me, my sister, in your own words, right? Just give us, run us through how did we get to this and up to where you are right now.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
I said in your own words, can you just give us a little bit about yourself and your music career, please?
Right. So I started out about 12 or 15 years ago.
Okay.
Through PROJECTFAME in Kenya. And I was a Tanzanian contestant. But through that, I was able to start my musical career.
Your own words. I love your smile. You got a nice smile.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I grew up in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, and I think those were the best years of my life. were so intertwined in the culture was just amazing. I grew up in BURU BURU, Nairobi, so
Brooklyn girl.
oh yes, sir. It was amazing. It was the most beautiful, simplest life ever. And there was the Matatu culture that I was so intertwined with, and I learned a lot of my music back then. I learned who is who and what I want to sound like, and what I just recognized myself through that whole culture. And
Indeed.
I remember dressing up, and I was so into Aaliyah at the time, and I dressed up like her, and I looked like her at the time.
Okay.
This is many years ago. But then I also was introduced to Monica, Mary J. Blige, and these are people who've had big influence in my life. Mariah Carey.
Okay.
But I know that for sure, that was the culture that I love.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
I love it to this day. Every time I go to Nairobi, it's so beautiful. It's so nostalgic. It's just a breath of fresh air.
I believe.
Yeah.
It. For those that don't understand, the Matatu culture in Nairobi is just it's unique. It's one of its own. Like it reflects on what's happening in the society. Because in the Matatu, you think you're in a club. Is the setting?
Is it like that still? Do you think it's still like that?
I don't know, because there came a few restrictions, but I still check online. I see like some nice pimped out Matatus. For those that don't understand, Matatu is a public transport, means of public transport, but it's so pimped out, and it's like it's just away from here. Right. So Brooklyn girl, Miss NAKaaya, talk to us about like how it was you joining the PROJECTFAME now. So were you still in uni? Are you done with uni? What was going on?
No, I was done at the time. I was already in Tanzania, and my sister saw an advert in the newspaper, and she at the time believed in me very much, and believed in my talent. And was like, I think you should sign up for this. And she actually signed up for me. It was the scariest thing, and I was like, I don't think I can do this. I think I'm a shower singer. I love to sing in the shower.
Okay.
Ooh, to sing. Oh.
Hey, so
I love to sing in the shower.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna let that one slide, man.
Yeah, we let that one out of there. Don't worry about it. So and then your sister signed you. Your sister, you're funny. You know that.
Oh yeah. So man, we signed up, and I got to that stage where I came to audition, and it came through. But again, I was really raw. Like I said, I believe that I was just a shower singer. I loved to sing in the shower. Okay. I liked to make my sisters and brother be my backup singers.
All right.
I'm sure they resent that now, but I loved that. Was me. I believed I was some Mariah Carey or Mary J. Blige. I loved Mary J. Blige, and I love her to this day. Okay. But that was it. That was to me. I was being open to this world that was always in my dream, in my fantasy. But again, I use the word fantasy because the reality was completely different from
the reality and the pitfalls in the music industry is kind of
about the industry. The whole reality of the industry was different from what I'd fantasized about.
Okay.
And so it just left a really weird taste in my mouth.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I just chose to walk away. I wasn't going to play these games. I was like, look, I want to better myself. I want to be a very talented singer. I just don't want to play games in doing it. That takes away from my talent. That takes away from who I can be and who I actually am. Therefore, it was easier for me to step away.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the most smart decision, but I mean, it was just the decision at the time.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Listen, the industry is full of smoking mirrors, you understand? And if you
yes,
don't, if you don't, before you know it, you'll be caught up in next month's shadow. And then it's just be regurgitating, while inside you're dying, outside you're doing things that are not sitting well with you. So that was, and that was I think that was a smart move you did. And from there, while you're out there, this happened, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. I think that's the most important role for a woman in life, period, right? So you were so touched until you penned a tune for Likuman over there, yeah? Yeah.
My boy.
I bet.
I've never in my life, I thought, you know, in life, in every stage of life, you feel like you know it all. And then you learn something or you experience something and it's a whole new experience and you're like blown away. So I had thought in life that I had reached the epitome of love. But when I birthed my child and I saw him, I remember when they took him out and I
you held him for the first time.
I hadn't held him yet. I saw him crying when they just picked him up and put him like this, and he just yelled. And I saw the most beautiful, messy thing in my ever, but it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful, and I wanted to leave something behind in this world that he would always look back on and know that mommy loves him. He just asked me the other day, really, for real, it's not even 2 weeks, but he said, mommy, are you famous? I said, why? Why would you ask me that? And he said, a teacher in school said she saw you on TV. So this is a person who loves me, who has no clue.
Yeah, no clue. That's a beautiful thing.
About what I've been or what I've done. And he is a beautiful, beautiful singer. He's got a very beautiful melodic voice, and he can.
From the mama. Got it from the mama.
I really don't know, because his father also is into music.
Right.
But he can also play. He plays really well. I don't have that. I can't focus long enough to play.
Yeah. I think.
But everything he touches is he's quite able to do it. So I'm thankful. I mean, I did that song for my baby, and I will do much, much more. I think my reintroduction into the industry is actually because of him. Because he asked,
all right. He's like, Mom, what's up? Yeah, Mom, I think
you should. I think
like this. You're like, go, Mom, show them what you got. You know what I mean? You've been waiting too long. Listen.
He thinks I should sing again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, follow his advice. He's a wise young man. He's a wise young man.
And I have. Yeah. I have followed his advice.
All right. So maybe in the near future, you start making like the coming back again with some new recordings and some new audios and videos and stuff.
Yes, I've spoken to a couple of producers, and we are working on some things, and I'm so thankful and blessed that right now, the situation in the world right now does not require individuals for you to make it happen.
Yeah.
We've got so many platforms, so many digital platforms
Exactly.
to make it on your own. So I'm really thankful and excited that I can actually do this without begging or
without sacrificing your art and your integrity, basically.
Absolutely, yeah. I love
think,
that.
I think
sacrificing my integrity or art.
I think that's normally the catch-22 thing is like we just see nowadays, right? The artistry has kind of gone down, right? The bar for you to drop a song or do an or visuals for a song, it's gonna be down, and then it's just the machinery you're gonna put behind. So it goes on repeat, like you see people who I can't say talentless, who their talent is questionable, right? They put out these works, but the machinery behind the works and whatever go out, and all of a sudden, within time, they just grow and they, then they're out of here. But you still, anybody looking at the works would question the artistry. But then because it's done on repeat, that turns out to be like, okay, that's how it's done, yet it's wrong. We here, we just like, we appreciate everything that's coming out and them kind of things right there. So talk to me about this song, Mr. Politician. That was a big tune, took over the whole of East Africa. And the issues you were talking about then are still applicable now, right now. You see what I'm saying? One key ingredient of a song that stands the test of time is like, you play it right now, what you're saying then is still applicable. What's your takes on that? How did you give us some background on that song, Inthe?
I actually believe that it's sad that it's applicable at this time. I feel like Africa can do
better.
I feel like it should not be applicable 10 years after. It should not, but then it still is. And that tells you a lot about where we're at as Africans, where we're at as different individual nations. Why is this song, why was this song applicable 10 years ago? It's seen different regimes. It has seen different regimes. Why is it still applicable? What is it about that question that we need to think about? So we just, I believe that we need to change our thought patterns, our paradigms as a people, as nations, and as Africans. These things, everything that I was complaining about, these are things that are facilitated by us.
Yes, we are our worst enemies.
They are facilitated by us. It's a very small percentage of people who make those decisions. But if we were in a position to how do I say this in English? Kupindua ayo maamuzi.
Right.
Is more than one ways we could do that.
We can do that.
But we don't. Why? Why? So the problem is actually not them. The problem is us. Because in society, you always have people who will do that. That's a given in every society. There's people who will always be like that. But then, why? What is it about them that is able to capture the majority like that?
I see you, my sister. Yeah, like I really understand what you're saying, and I believe you're right, because it's been 10 years, right? Things ain't changed. And then how viongozi ni sisi waeka hapo, you see what I'm saying? So if it starts with that, we don't have to wait for them leaders to come around and tell us what to do. If I start with helping you in the right way and you help next man in the right way, then next man will come up with some shoddy ideas that will be, no. As we're gonna do it like this, and then you know what I mean. But I think, like you said, we are our worst enemies, and I think it should up here. We should change the paradigm you're saying of how we're thinking, how we're talking. Like it's funny because it's the same system, right? The man comes around election time, then plays his trick, plays his stance, does whatever he does. Then after that, he's off again, right? Then he'll come back next election. You see what I'm saying? He'll come back next election. And he'll come
And
back
we bite.
And we bite.
We
Listen,
bite.
yeah,
And you
now-
know why we bite? We bite because of poverty.
Yeah.
And the whole 5 years, 6 years, depending on the term, you've been living in poverty, but then they throw you a bone and you bite on that bone like your life depends on it.
Yeah.
But either way, you're still going to be poor.
I see what you're saying, man.
Either way, you're still going to be poor.
Yeah.
So why not make a decision that might, that just might change the way things are?
Yeah.
But I mean, again, we're a little, we're too scared. And
I think it's in how we're thinking. My thought would be, right, maybe because I've been in the West a little bit longer, would be while they're there, before they come, question them, keep questioning them. What are you doing for us? Keep questioning them, right? That will kind of,
they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Africans would never do that.
Yeah.
We just, even our culture won't even allow us to do that.
Yeah, I think rooted in
I truly believe it needs to be a really radical change. It can't, it needs to be extremely radical. And I'm not saying this in terms of violence or non-violence. Just putting it out there that the change we need as Africans has to be radical. And look at nations across Africa that are actually doing something. Look at Rwanda. There was a very radical change.
I see what you're saying.
And the systems in place, man, these people are like overtaking the whole of Africa.
Rwanda is making leaps.
And it's a small nation. It's the little Israel of Africa. They're just overtaking everything.
Well, maybe I keep joking. I keep saying maybe it's because they are small. It's easier to manage. You see what I'm saying?
They're smart.
Maybe.
They're smart.
Yeah, they're smart,
No,
and it's easier to manage.
Smart.
And they're making a lot of leaps and bounds, and there's so much development over there. And I think it's also maybe after the tragedy, you have no option but to even work with your enemy for the betterment of your kids. You see what I'm saying?
Radical.
Yeah.
The word is radical.
Wasemaje, amani iji ila kwa ncha ya upanga.
No, ne? Mambo magumu. Magumu haya kuyazungumzia.
Really, I know. We can't go any further. Otherwise, they say, "Oh, did you hear what they was on about?"
I don't want people at my door asking me questions.
I'm telling you, my sister. Now, talk to me. Like now, which you just touched on, like with the existence of DSPs and whatever music. Now it's easy for you to put your music out, and it's easy for you to, go around and round and thingy. But it wasn't like that 10 years ago when you was coming out, right? And that's one of the things that contributed for you to taking a step back. You're like, listen, I'm not gonna come out here and just, mess up my integrity and all this just to make one or the next man reach or the next man makes a move, and that I'm still over here, right? So that was one of the things that made you take a step back from the industry, right?
Yeah.
That's where I feel you on that. And now from the way you're talking, and also from your son has given you the green light, there's gonna be a couple of things that's coming out from you, right?
Oh yes, sir. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So I went back to Ambrose. I'm working with Ambrose.
Okay. Shouts out to Dunga, Mandugu Digital.
Dunga.
Called the bounce. Sorry.
He's a good man, and he understands me.
Yeah.
And not only does he understand me, he allows me to be myself. And I'm also in talks and agreements with Ihaji from Kenya.
Okay.
Also another person that really understands what I'm about, what I can bring to the table, and bring it to life with a little bit of spice. So these are two people I'm excited to work with. I'm blessed. I'm blessed that Dunga is still here, even after a whole decade.
I'm telling you.
He's more than a brother to me.
Oh, like me and Dunga from day one, from in the hood, Nairobi, get to right, like this, me and Dunga and Shaki and all that. So yeah, that's my brother from another mother. He has a good hat.
I miss Shaki, but then Ambrose to me, is more than a brother. He is a part of this art. I remember I started with him, and trust you me, I'm gonna end it with him.
Well,
and if it ends at all.
That's a
but he gets it. He hears me and he gets my sound. I understand. We have a very nice synchronicity between the two of us. And I love Ihaji because he reminds me, he's a younger version of Dunga.
All right.
And I believe the three of us would make miracles happen.
Making some magic.
Yeah, so I am excited about the new music that's about to come. I cannot speak of the date or time because I do not like to limit myself with these things. I like to do it when I can do it.
Okay.
So that's that. Yeah.
Right. There was this.
Oh, I miss music, man.
Talking about that theme again there. See, I snagged that one on you. You didn't know I had that.
How the hell did you get it, man? I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I'm telling you, do that to my brother like that.
What?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I've had that since you did it. I'm telling you.
You making me want to go back to the studio like now.
But that's what I'm saying.
Hang up and just run.
That's what I'm saying. The vibes were always on point, like your vocals was on point, the chemistry was there. And yeah, now is the time, man.
Me and my guy, me and my brother, he's my brother.
Now is the time. Now is the time. And we're here, man. And I know there's a lot of people who, because Mr. Politician was massive. Mr. Politician took over. It kind of captured the mood of all Africa around 10 years ago. There was, you know what I mean? And so that was a massive mark you made, and also featuring international artists, you know what I mean? It was just like never heard of before, right? Never heard of before. Like you are you was the same beat and the same feeling and the same vibe and the same message that they're talking about in New York was what you're talking about in Africa, and you are cutting across the board, and like everybody was resonated with what you were saying. It's really a long time. Yeah, ni muda sana kabla sanaa itatoka yenye maudhui yake ni freshi na kila mtu anakubali, you know what I mean? Kila mtu anasema you know what I mean? Haters, supporters, and everybody was like, yeah, that's a banger, that's a tune, and you're on point. That's why 10 years down the line, the vibe is still the same, Marka. You're not sure. We're there for you. Like we here cheering on the sides, nanini. A big shout out to all our sponsors, a big shout out to all our well-wishers. Win what is normal. We need them jazzes over here, Timitana. A big shout out to JMC Electronics, a big shout out to Trigger Accountants, Olympia Fuller Foundation, and everybody else who's gonna link this later, wherever. So Miss NAKaaya. Kwa kumalizia, what can you tell us? Where can we find you online, sasa kwa kumalizia?
We're trying to revamp my YouTube channel. I hope you can be supportive when I'm putting it back there.
Definitely.
I could use some of your followers.
Well, you know, we try. We out here. We trying. My followers will be your soldiers.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
But let's hope in the next 4 weeks we can have something out, and and get all the support that we can get from all the fans, old and new. We thank all the old for being there with us and waiting patiently. We welcome all the new, and we really are appreciative of all the supporters, aka you, Yet to Grind, and everybody else out there. We truly salute you and appreciate you. So yeah, that's that, and thank you so much.
Now, we really appreciate you for being here, my sister, and there's nothing more we can say apart from thank you for taking your time. Right?
Thank you. My phone is about to die. I'm on 2%.
Oh, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You have to squeeze me in your busy schedule, and I feel very appreciative. I feel very honored. And without further ado, it's been nice. It's been lovely.
It's been good.